The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops has slammed the government for its handling of challenges facing the country, citing a high cost of living, over-taxation, unemployment, and changes to education policy as among the key issues that the government is mishandling. The clerics accuse the government of being out of tune with the reality of the common wananchi, warning that the increasing cost of living across the country has led to despondency among the population. As Mary Mwoki reports, the religious leaders want the government to rethink its approach to these key issues.
The Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops has warned the government that the arbitrary hiking of the prices of basic commodities and taxation is threatening the social fabric of the country, putting struggling families under immense pressure.
We have appealed to the government on several occasions to reconsider the issue of over-taxation of the Kenyans, and especially to incomes of those in the lower income bracket.
The clergy who have been meeting in Nakuru say the tax burden on Kenyans has sparked discontent as it is.
This one factor has greatly affected the family income in a disproportionate way, leading to anger among Kenyans.
The religious leaders want the government to rethink its taxation policy, warning that the trend of sudden changes in taxation policy creates an air of uncertainty for businesses and organizations.
Many traders and businesses are now faced with the option of closure or laying off employees due to the immense drain to their resources and added tax burdens. Further, there seems to be a lack of sensitivity in the way the business persons and individuals are being harassed by the KRA officials in view of collecting more taxes.
The bishops also identifying the unemployment crisis as a major problem, saying it is creating a despondency among the youth. The Conference of Catholic Bishops has indicted the administration of President William Ruto over blatant corruption in the public sector, denying qualified and deserving Kenyans job opportunities.
We decry the obvious corruption within the public sector, whereby cronyism, tribalism, and discrimination seem to dictate the chance of employment. The avenues of fair employment seem to be dwindling. The vice of bribery and favors for employment has truly discouraged job seekers, especially the young people. We therefore appeal for a more transparent and fair process of employment, especially in public offices.
The religious leaders have questioned the state of education in Kenya, particularly what they term as the discoordinated and abrupt changes of policies and directives. They have taken issue with the recent government changes in funding for university and tertiary education, saying they disadvantage learners and students from financially challenged families. They say the operationalization of junior secondary schools is structured in a manner that leaves learners with very little learning time. They want the government to engage all stakeholders in the sector for better outcomes.
The reduction or withdrawal of capitation to universities has far-reaching consequences. Parents and guardians are forced to bear a heavier financial burden to ensure their children can access education. This situation raises valid questions about the decision-making process within the Ministry of Education. The delay in the release of capitation for secondary schools is also a major concern for school management and parents.
KCCB has acknowledged the government's efforts to provide universal health coverage, terming it as a great milestone that will help the livelihoods of Kenyans. The bishops, however, criticized the government over the huge backlog of unpaid reimbursements to mission hospitals by the NHIF, saying the unpaid dues threaten to cripple operations in these facilities that often plug the gap in healthcare. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.